Hello, all, and welcome back to MMMcast, or No One Did It.
I did
Cast.
it.
Thank you so much for joining us again. So we're going to be doing an hour and a half, probably, maybe 2 hours of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Again, yeah, so let's jump into it. So from last time, we kind of started on a contract that we're doing with a gentleman named Ian Phelps. The contract was to protect him for 2 nights from this demonic or devilish entity, and after that, he's going to kind of find his own way. You thought that the lost key would be a more easily defensible place than his mansion. So going into the first night, a few hours in,
Wait, you said we stopped?
I mean, you guys did think, right?
That's what our reasoning was. Yeah.
After a few hours of the first day of protection, our heroes were assaulted by a growing number of hellish hounds. After the third attack, our fearless rook shouted to the ether, requesting to speak with whatever being was behind the attack. A few breathless moments later, you see this being appear through the front door, destroying any kind of barricade that was put up there. You see his human form slowly transition into this larger form with curling horns and large wings behind it, holding a staff. As it walks up to the bar, he sets down its staff, kind of does a flick, and you see a glowing red ball, orb form at the point of its staff. He sits down. He says, "So you wish to make a deal?"
First things first, can we pour you a drink, Bishop?
I'll see what we got.
No, thank you. Nothing here is strong enough for me.
Well, that's setting off negotiations at a rough pace, I guess, denying hospitality, but okay, I get that.
So, you called this deal. What are your terms?
Well, let's get to brass tacks. All right. So, you could probably very easily kill us, correct?
Very correct.
All right. So, you're negotiating from a place of power, and we really don't have anything to give you. And Bishop,
Not a good way to start
I'll just-
negotiations, but okay.
I'll second that.
Yeah, but
He's
we are
not,
being honest.
He's not really the
Being
best
honest
when it
here.
comes to talking. In all honesty, we might be able to help you in some regards, but we just kind of need to know the current relationship you have with the man downstairs you're after.
yeah, what are the terms of the contract?
The terms of the contract is I give him unfathomable wealth, and he gives me his soul. And after a year has passed, which has elapsed, I am able to take his soul back to my realm.
He get
Okay.
a year?
So you are just going to be hunting him down, and he'll keep trying to run away like he does and getting help. Now, I noticed you've sent quite a few hounds in this first engagement. Does it cost you anything to resummon these hounds?
Where I come from, these hounds are very prevalent. It doesn't cost much of my resources to bring them.
Well, all right. Follow-up question. Could you give us a slight extension?
I would be willing to extend the terms of the contract, but as you know, nothing comes free. What do you have to trade?
I have this lovely Stein set, as you can see here, vintage Osrinen. It is quite valuable.
I actually have something that'd be willing to trade for you. You see, we were tasked to keep him safe for a relatively short amount of time because he has other plans to survive. As long as we could keep him safe long enough, and we won't be too much of a hassle for you. I have this ring that is magically imbued. It's a very simple spell, so it wouldn't be anything worth more than even a few days.
He waves his hand, and you feel the ring pop off of your hand and kind of move closer to him as he slowly inspects it.
Nothing grand, but maybe 3 days of time, and then we are out of your way.
A mere trinket.
True.
This would
That's
buy
a mere
you
3 days.
maybe 30 minutes as he hands it back over.
You're a devil, correct?
Yes.
So that means that the written word of the contract is everything to you, correct?
Yes.
Can I see the contract?
That is something I will not allow.
I don't need to touch it, but can you produce a copy that I can read?
It's very irregular for me to show the contract to one who is not signing the contract.
Would we be able
We're
to?
negotiating on the behalf of the other
If-
person the contract's involving now.
I don't think you understand this situation. Now, unless you give me something that I like or that I might need, you have no leverage in this situation.
All right. Will you permit me to confer with an associate downstairs?
By all means.
All right. So I run down to Gimbal,
Okay.
stick my head through the barrier.
So you'll have to either talk through it or break the barrier.
Okay. I'll talk through it. Gimbal,
Yes.
do you still have that cursed amulet?
No, you sold it.
Damn it.
We did.
I did. I
Well, there goes my first plan.
I have Vials of Darkness.
You also have the stamp of the Empire.
I thought I gave that to.
We did.
You gave one, right?
We had the additional one.
Yeah.
Wait. Don't we have also a super strong potion?
I do, yeah.
And I have written here magic safe box, if that means anything.
Magic
that's what we
safe
put-
box.
Can we fit
Oh.
Ian inside the magic safe box?
That's the box that we don't. What about that pouch? That we don't know where the stuff goes. It's the pouch of disappearing or whatever.
I don't have that.
No, we took that back. The bag of
We took
devouring
it.
that we found
We took it.
Where did you find this bag?
This was
in the Gold
Uh,
Dragon's shop.
The Dragonborn dude and
the very, very first
Blue
time.
Flower.
Oh, you never took that.
I thought we did.
Mm-mm. And it was a chest, not a bag.
Um,
All
I mean,
right,
that's all I
right.
have is
I
that
an idea.
Mark, lore question.
Yep.
All right. So, raise dead and selling your soul.
Mm-hmm. I would say that Raised Dead finds the soul and attaches it back to the body. So if the soul is currently contained or occupied, would not affect it.
All right. Okay. Because my original plan was if we turn him into a werewolf, he's not the same creature that signed the contract, but that won't work now that we don't have the cursed amulet.
Yeah.
So I got nothing, guys.
Yeah.
I will
Like an idea.
I will
Go do.
Well,
turn back to
Coulter, go
to
ahead.
Ian. I just realized I didn't move things around. And say, do you have any ideas? We're really trying to buy you some time here, but I'm not sure we can take on a devil.
I don't know. Perhaps another contract with him.
Okay, none of us are selling our souls, buddy.
Oh, that's all I got.
Clearly.
Do we have anything that has a soul besides us? Like any items that have souls?
No.
I don't even think Philip has a soul.
Oh, he does. He's technically a thing.
I go ask the guy, what's something that you would consider good enough for 2 days?
As you're waiting for this to happen, as Rook goes down, you see him kind of turn over, and one of the hellhounds comes up to him and kneels down, and he puts his legs on him and kind of like stretches back.
Nice.
And he says, "Oh, well, I imagine a soul would be a good trade. Information would be good.
Information
Powerful
on
item.
what kind of information are we talking?
Depends. I mean, my net stretches pretty far, so depends on what kind of information you have.
Follow-up question, Mark.
Yeah.
Since I'm bound to Ilmater, Ilmater owns my soul, right?
Yep.
So and this might be tipping my hand, if I were to offer him mine, I wouldn't be able to fulfill the
Yeah,
contract.
so he would know that your soul is already claimed, so
He would
he
know.
wouldn't be.
Okay.
He would know. Yeah.
Yeah. All of my tricksy schemes.
So
He says, souls are always a good form of currency. However, it appears that most of your party is already offered to others. Seems we have some offered to the gods, some offered to the Fae, some offered to the Abyss.
I have
So-
a question for you, actually.
Yes.
You do enjoy souls. Would you be able to slightly enchant a weapon in some way?
Don't ask for more.
No, just wait and listen. Is that
For,
something in your ability?
depends on the enchantment.
Well, since you're attached to souls, and I'll kind of look up, tell me if you disagree. If you gave me the capability to take someone's soul, someone who deserves to be damned for what they've transgressed, would I be able to, when I strike them down, give that soul to you? It's a one-time offer. And of course, the person has to be deemed
My
damned and
dear
unworthy of
boy,
heaven.
I think you don't understand what I've been saying. So the only way to get a soul is for a participant to willingly sign a contract.
Hmm. Who'd have shot
Plus,
anyway?
I can smell the disgustingness that you have brought yourself with, so I wouldn't do any deals with your soul.
All right, Gimble, can you
Doesn't
turn Ian into a frog?
I go to the double guy and ask him if there's any information I can give him on the Fae.
Well, it seems... I mean, any information I could have on an Archfey would be, I would say, warrant enough for 2 days, maybe.
Do we know anything about an archfey?
You're downstairs. You don't know about this.
Well, no, out of character, I was asking.
I'll just kind of like sit down quietly and just like,
I will offer you whatever information I have for 2 days.
Any information you could give, the name, how you came about to kind of see this creature as your patron, any of the like.
Do I know a name?
You do know a name. You're hesitant to give the name. I would say that would probably be the last thing you give.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it sounds like a two birds, one stone kind of thing. Like, send this devil after your archfey, you're free of both, right?
the archfey is an
Maybe.
archfey. It should be fine. Against the devil of this stature, at least.
Yeah, but then if the Archfey survives, they know that somebody sent a double after him.
I
I'm
mean,
on the road,
what's
I'm
one
sorry.
more problem to the good enough?
What's one enemy for a stronger enemy?
I don't know. Do you need to come down and powwow, Dash? Is it time for you to loop us in to this plan of yours?
Dash is thinking.
Bishop could, I don't know, juggle or something.
Let's kind of have like a casual conversation with them, just buying time for them to figure something out. Almost like they're conferring, they're figuring it out. Just, yeah, you have any questions? So just,
I mean, they're both infernal. They should have lots to talk about, right?
yeah. Like, do you actually like? I don't know how I became this inferno. Bit of legacy, you could say. Can you see anything from it? No, no deals, no anything. Just curious if you'd like to say anything.
Anyone else getting really weird feedback?
No.
No.
Okay, it's just me.
Ooh, can we offer him the mortal vessel of Shaw? Like maybe he'd want to know about Shaw.
It doesn't help. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try.
I mean, Shaw's already our enemy, so we don't really risk anything.
Yeah.
I'll kind of message down. Any other ideas? Are you still talking down there?
Float the concept of Shaw. We're still working on turning Ian into a frog.
Okay. Strange. Do you know a demon named Shaw?
Make an insight check,
Devil.
both of you.
Come on, big numbers. That's pretty big numbers. But I don't think my insight's good.
Not 20.
14.
You see him perk up a lot when he hears the name.
Shaw.
Yeah.
I see that piques your interest. What do you know of Shaw?
I think the most important piece here is, what do you know of this so-called Shaw? If it is
Maybe
the
we
same
can-
person.
Maybe we can do an exchange here.
What are your terms?
How much time are you willing to give us? Well,
Okay, let's go for a week.
That depends on how good the information is.
But let's just say we'll go for a week, and depend if it doesn't meet your standard, we could take a few days off, but at least 2 days, least.
Okay, we'll start with 2 days.
I'm amenable to that. So the Shaw that
You see him flash his wrist, and in front of you, on the bar top, you see, kind of out of nothing, this long scroll appears. Situating right next to you is a line to sign. I offer days on Ian's contract for information pertaining to this Shaw.
I like to take a real thorough read through to see what his terms of like the information required to get there is.
You
well as
see
any
kind
other
of
hidden
easy boilerplate stuff. Do an investigation for me.
Can I do a
10.
perception check on him to see how much he wants this info?
That would be an insight again.
I would, okay.
10 to read the paper.
10. It's a lot of words. You can't really pick out. I mean, it's like really lawyery speech. There's nothing you can parse from it.
Just want to make sure it doesn't say my soul.
Yeah.
15 on insight.
15 on insight. With your nat 20 before, you see him eager, a little over eager to get information.
How do we know that we're getting a fair deal if our information is way above what you would expect from us? How do we know we're not getting cheated here?
I would never cheat on my contracts, but
I don't mean cheat, but how do we know that we're not being lowballed?
all right. Let's do this. If you give me the location of this Shaw, I will give a year on his contract.
Should I come back upstairs?
Didn't he tell us
It's up
which
to you,
city
buddy.
he was tracing him into, the wizard guy?
He was
No.
they thought he was in the Nine Hells.
Yeah, but they didn't find him there.
How about we don't have his exact location, but we could give you his last known whereabouts
And his
the-
physical form.
and like the vision, a way to identify his physical form he was recently using.
I have ways of identifying him if he is tracked, but his previous location perhaps will buy you, say, a week on Ian's contract.
Mark.
All right.
Yes.
So Shaw has been to this keep before, right? This tavern.
Yeah, this is where you met him the first time.
Yeah.
Is
So
there anything in this random room of stuff with Ian that he has handled or something that he'd use to track him?
At this point, I would say with the raid that happened and, well, I don't know, because Tarek was kind of holed up here.
Mhm.
Gimbal, make an investigation check. Because you're in that room, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You can do it, Gimbal.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
That's a lot of these going around.
Okay.
Oh, lucky.
As you as you're kind of
Beautiful.
frantically
Going.
looking through, you do see beneath the desk something that you missed before is going to be a loose floorboard. And as you pull it up, you see a small chest. In that chest is, an additional a seal of the Empire and kind of a hastily wrapped bundle of scrolls or notes. A few of them you see Shaw's signature. It looks like they were notes to Tarek on specific things with his signature at the bottom.
I will immediately toss the seal to Rook through the wall, and then I'm gonna try to read as much of the notes as possible.
Okay.
All right. I'll kind of keep like relaying with message down to the group so that we could have done this.
Have a good communication. Yeah.
So
Found a seal.
right,
Found some notes.
should
Have a
we-
signature. Trying to read.
Should we be starting this contract then?
I think we do have some information we can give you. Would you prefer to sign it or should I sign it? I don't know if he.
I mean, you've got a claim on your soul already.
Well, why don't me or Dream, who have a definite claim on our souls, sign it before the maybe?
Now, is there anybody in your party who does not have the taint of another being on their soul?
Well, we don't want any souls in this transaction, so of course someone who is tainted.
No.
I
No.
believe that might be a deal breaker then.
How so?
think
We
you're
can
both
give you
gonna have to
information
sign
on
it.
Shaw. We have something to give you.
Wait, I've
There is somebody in your party who has not been tainted.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Ah,
know.
shit.
I guess
Can
Bishop.
I take the scroll downstairs for him to read? Because he's kind of hunkered down in a way right now.
By all means, one of my hellhounds will be following, though.
Yeah, it's fair. I kind of grab it up and like,
We're gonna
come on, little
we're
guy.
gonna taint Gimbal with the devil after everything he's been through.
You should have seen this coming, Coulter. Everyone else is bound to something.
All right, I'll kind of, you'll see me come down the stairs and be like, Gimbal, this is for you to check out.
Is that a
I'll,
contract?
yes, do a run through, make sure you're not giving up your soul.
Okay.
This is just the agreement for a week for information on Shaw, and I'll take this and I'll get the thing from Rook so that I do the conversating.
Was I able to get anything from the documents, or was the time too short?
Roll an investigation for the
Okay.
documents.
Keep in mind that Gibble is a speed reader.
Of course he is. Investigation. Sorry, last time I didn't have to look up my my little doodle daddle. This is a dirty 20.
30-20, okay. Some of them are notes on kind of neighboring locations of interest. Some of them are just kind of notes to... you see notes in there pertaining to your party. A few of them kind of like ranking the party as like useful, and different notes as to like what plans were for some of them. You see notes. One kind of stands out to you is a note, an allocation of a magic item. It's an item of polymorph, specifically around kind of being a wolf. You see that's allocated to a certain farming town. You see
Oh,
a
jeez.
few other items allocated to different parts of the Zirkaran Empire, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask you till later how we were ranked in usefulness. Okay, I will pass all of that information to. It was. Sorry, I'm pointing as if they can see what I'm pointing at. On the stream, it'll be down here. Ooh, there you are. Did It's been a long night, guys. I'm sorry. Did Bishop? Bishop was the one who came down.
I'm right outside.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm standing
sorry?
right there. There's a hellhound next to me. I'm just kind of.
I will pass Bishop all of those
Chocolate.
papers with the stamp, and I'll see if I can read the
Okay.
contract real quick to see if there's anything that's gonna screw me over.
Another investigation.
Okay.
I do want to say I want to talk to the devil guy since I'm the only one before Bishop
Okay.
comes back.
18, Mark.
Got it. We'll do Hanks
Cool.
first, and then we'll come back.
What interest do you have in the Fae?
Well, I mean, information is information, dear boy. So anything I can have on any other entities on this plane or others could be useful in the future.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Do tell them that if someone is to sign, they will need to sign in my presence.
Understood.
I'll send a message. Doing okay?
I would send back that. Yeah.
Okay.
Give him at least a sign up here.
With your 18 gimbal, you see kind of simple boilerplate stuff. You see a few points in the contract that jump out to you. One is that if the information is not as you say it is, then your soul is forfeit. If the information, if you gain additional information in the future, there is a clause in there that you will kind of report it back to this entity, or your soul becomes forfeit. As once information is given, then the contract of Ian Phelps will be extended by 1 week.
I will say it's still Bishop that I'm down there with.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm down there too.
I can't sign this.
Point out the parts that you disagree with, because I didn't see anything.
Um,
Just show me what it is, and I could help negotiate.
soul.
Oh, yeah, this is bad.
It says it about 12 times.
I'll have discussed this bit. Maybe it won't be a full week we get for him, but if enough time, we'll see if he
Okay.
accepts. Also, you would need to be up there to sign with him, or we'd have to bring him down so you're at least within like
I can't go up.
range of the.
I can't go up there. He has to come down
So would
here.
we prefer for him to come down here?
He would have to if he wants me to sign it. I can't leave the circle.
It works for me. All right, we'll go talk to him, see how he goes. All right, I'll start sauntering back up.
Rook, I'd be leaving the circle before signing the document. It would give him free reign to take what he wants.
Well, we're in negotiation, and he is a devil, so he's much more interested in your soul than Ian's soul right now. So I think it would be safe, but let's keep the game plan for now.
Okay.
So I'll make
If you
it.
have a Hail Mary tucked in your wizard cap somewhere, be preparing that, though.
As we're doing this, Dream, you hear a voice in the back of your head. It says, "My dear daughter, It seems you've gotten yourself in another pickle. I might be of some assistance.
I really don't want your help.
I hear Dream start talking. It's like, we don't need his help. Yeah.
Bishop, do you go back upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
He did a quick run through, and just a few things we'd like to be changed within the contract for it to fit our needs with the information we can provide.
You
First
see
off,
like a huge Cheshire grin. Yes, what are these terms you
okay,
have?
so I'll point out everything that Gimbal pointed out to me. He's like, so at no point
Every mention
upon
of
signing this
soul.
contract would we allow anyone's soul to be forfeited to you. For the information, we are not gaining a soul. We are not getting his soul back, so it is not equal. We are just
Well,
spending amount of time before you take his soul.
I can take off the information in the future portion of the contract, but the standard boilerplate is if you break this contract, your soul is mine. So if the information you provide is not as you say, I have full reign on his soul. That's something that's not negotiable.
Well, as long as we present the information exactly as we have it, we should be safe.
Theoretically, yeah.
So as long as we don't lie,
Yep.
we should be
I'll kind
fine.
of look at him. So if we could give you a method to track him with a component to be able to do so, would that be enough to satisfy this contract?
Be careful, because we
Now-
can't guarantee he's going to be able to track him by these papers.
I'm not
Dear
giving you the
boy,
papers ever.
that is something that would pique my interest. If you are able to give me a way to track him, I'd say that would merit more than a week. Let's call it an even 3 months.
I don't even care about that amount of time.
We don't
Yeah.
still pretty much only need the week. It's non-negotiable to get.
So
This
would you like to
portion out of
change
it.
the contract to, if you give me a way of tracking him, then I will give him a week?
What constitutes a means of tracking him?
And if
Whoa, those were your words, not mine. So I'm
Well,
assuming
there's
you
many
have a
different-
way.
with what we
Well-
have, that is a means.
Apologies, I'm not super knowledgeable in magic, but I do believe that different items that have stronger connections to people can be used in different ways to find them.
Yes, and if you can provide an item with a strong enough connection to Shaw, then yes, we have a deal.
Bring him down so we can look at the items, and that way we can be sure we're
We
giving
don't
him
want
what.
to show him them so that he could get them. This is out of character. We don't want to show it to him so that he could just be like, all right, I don't need your deal anymore. Just
Well, no, because that's not how devils work.
Yeah. Since you guys are in the process of negotiating, he wouldn't break this time.
Okay.
If he was a demon, yeah, 100%. But he's a devil, so law is like he's bound by law.
All right.
I am good with this.
Since the one who would be officially signing the contract is downstairs, and he's unable to come upstairs, would you mind joining us? You could bring your hounds, of course.
Yes, lead me into the heart of your fort, please.
It's not a strong fort, you'll see. He's kind of walking down.
You see the staff kind of plucks out of the wood and follows right behind him downstairs.
Yeah, do.
Watch out for the trap sigil.
He looks at it and steps over. I see, Ian, you're in good health. That's good. And this must be the one that I am negotiating with.
This is Gimbal the Great, the most powerful wizard in the Good Enough Guild.
Yes. How are you, Gimbal the Great?
To be perfectly honest, I'm a little tired and slightly nervous with the current situation.
Well, so, as your colleague was telling me, that you have some issues with the contract as written, and the addendums to be made are you providing me the means of tracking Shaw for 1 week with safety for Ian.
And removal of any soul responsibilities.
That portion, unfortunately, is not negotiable. If you do not provide what you promise, your soul will be mine.
Can we?
Future
That-
soul stuff.
Future souls, that we can strike from the contract.
Can we confirm with you that you like what we have to offer?
Please, show.
I will reveal first just the token that he made.
Okay.
Kind of like he constructed this to attempt to break through some of the magic patents.
Waves his
work.
hand again, and it pops out of yours and kind of comes towards him.
I actually kind of like start to drop it, expecting him to catch it immediately. Anyway,
He,
it's kind of like yeah.
he looks around and kind of sizes it up. Not strong enough. He flicks it back.
Was anything else added to it, and I'll start pulling out some of the paperwork with his signature.
Well, Bishop Gimble still has all of that. So.
Oh yeah, no. If this would be stronger, Gimble.
He kind of comes closer,
I'll
like almost straight in your face.
There's like a screen glare between you both.
As he says that, you feel a hot breath. Oh no, there's a shield.
it could
Fog.
fog the. Yes.
You can write hi.
That's very interesting, but I don't think that is a strong enough connection to Shaw to be able to track. Anything else you have?
Oh,
Can I say something? And can I have you take a few steps back upstairs to not listen to this?
No, let's just say it. Like,
Okay.
just
Gimble,
that is enough.
someone's
It's
soul that we know of has been taken by him, and we still have their body.
Now, that is very intriguing.
We'd have to make a few addendums to the contract.
What are
Such
your
as-
terms?
could you use the blood of the victim to track him?
That I don't know. That's an interesting question. It's
long
something
as
that I
you-
would have to toy around with.
That'd be
If I'm able to see this body and have a few days with it, potentially, yes.
What would?
to the contract as it cannot be damaged, and you cannot keep it.
Yes,
You
yes,
do not get the
yes.
soul from the body. either.
But keep in mind, if this does not result in me tracking Shaw, your soul will be mine.
Well, then we'll change the contract for 2 days for the opportunity to maybe be able to take Shaw based on your assessment.
It's not much. I will say 1 day.
How about we
1
say
day starting at sunrise.
1 day starting at sunrise.
All right, that gives Ian enough time to go with his original plan.
It does. You won't hurt the body.
Well, if the soul is lacking its body, then whatever is done to the body won't hurt.
as long as you do not damage the body in a way that will not be so that we cannot bring them
Yes,
back
there's
once we
spells
have the
for
soul.
that.
It's up
It's
to you
your
now,
best.
Gimble. I can't make this choice.
God. Oh, God.
Could we make it 1 day if no.
Dash would
I
be
need a
twitching
minimum of
hardcore right
3
now.
days.
I drop the shield.
Ah, there he is. So, do we have a deal?
No deal. You have a soul to collect.
What?
Very well.
Gimble?
We
Seems
kind of
these
had a deal with him.
negotiations are over.
Wait. Oh, God.
And he flicks his wrist, and you see the fire, the ball of fire that was consuming on the top of his spear, shoots out to Ian, and you see Ian scream out in pain as his body is consumed and disappears.
Oh well, I guess
Yeah.
that's
Out of character, Rook didn't do that, right? I don't get in trouble with my god.
Rook did not do that. No.
I'm like, oh, we weren't paid yet. I guess. Oh, that's rough.
That is not my problem.
I do have a question for you, though. Even after all this has been done, you are an enemy with Shaw. That's all. The only answer: yes or no.
Let him
You're not like
take the papers and the seal, whatever you
well, no,
see
I
can
plan
take
to,
of
in all
that.
honesty. But I wanted to make a simple question: do you want Shaw dead?
My dear boy, information is what I use as currency. So what do you have to trade for this
Well,
information?
we want him dead.
Tell
so
you
that's
what,
my
when you're
information.
in more of a speaking and signing mood, he flicks his wrist again. You see a kind of larger than average gold coin appear. On that gold coin, you see inscribed the kind of silhouette of a hound, and he hands it over. Let me know.
This is actually all I really needed. So communicate with you another time.
Devil.
If we want
Yes?
Shaw dead, we don't have to sign a contract with him. We can just let him, hey, we're going to kill Shaw right now. If you want to help, it's up to you. You don't have to do anything. Bye. No contracts.
Devil.
We get justice
Yes.
for Gimbal. And we can...
Do you know of the Nightmare King?
I haven't heard this name, the Nightmare King.
Hmm.
What entity do you
Dream.
speak of?
If we were to give you knowledge of this potential threat to your power base, what would that get us? Ian back for 2 days?
What do you want? Ian back?
No,
I'm getting frustrated with these
Ian's kind of
negotiations.
Well, I have on pretty good account that somebody, the Nightmare King, just offered us the opportunity to be free of you. So that seems like it would be pretty pertinent to your personal well-being, right, Dream?
I'm interested. What information can you provide?
His name and his personal seal.
I don't know his name.
Well, we know him as the Nightmare King, so as far as we know, that's his name.
Right, if you can provide me the proper name of this Nightmare King and his seal, then I suppose that might be worth something. And you request 2 days for Ian?
I want 1 day starting sunrise for the seal of the Nightmare King, as etched on the flesh of my daughter.
All right.
And I signed the contract.
Flicks it again. You see another contract appear with
Gimbal?
your full name on it, Brodwin Greaves.
Gimbal, can you peruse this contract for me, please?
Yes.
Investigation with
Guidance.
disadvantage.
Guidance.
Guidance. You have to touch him. There you go.
On my screen, he's like this.
What'd you get?
13.
A 1? 13. You see similar conditions. There is no mention of a future information given. It's essentially if you provide the proper seal of this Nightmare King, Ian will be granted 1 day solace.
It seems to be as promised.
All right. One more thing before I sign. Nightmare King, any counteroffer?
You hear in the back of your head, my dear daughter, you would betray me so.
Is it me or is it him?
Who?
Brooke?
You're talking to Dream, correct?
No, I'm talking to Dream. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
In the back of your head.
Oh, I think she meant like she's not betraying you, Rook is.
Oh,
Or is it Rook betraying you?
well, if you're offering up my partial seal, that might be something that could be construed as betraying my trust.
She's not offering it, Rook is.
I would say you're
But she's
trusting
letting it happen.
for me.
All right, but I do warn you that dealing with this devil will not end well for you.
Just ask him what he could do and what he would want.
I asked him for a counteroffer. If he wants to give her back a tick, I won't trade the information.
I don't think he has a counter offer, and he's kind of offended.
Oh, fantastic. Where do I sign?
You see a pen appear in your hands, right on the dotted line next to your name. Now, I don't typically do this, but if you're wanting to pass off what's on her hand as a proper seal, I will warn you, that is not enough for the contract.
Oh, well, balls. Well, I guess we don't get anything.
Gone, right?
What's that?
Well, I mean, if it doesn't work out, then we're back to where we are now, which is Ian's gone, right?
Can I make a quick perception check to see, like, subtly look around and see, is Ian's stuff that we did bring here gone?
Go ahead.
Well, yeah. I mean, what if he just has the gold laying around? Just rob his corpse,
15.
I guess.
15?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
14.
14? You do see the bags that were kind of next to Ian are empty. They were pretty full, and you see them flattened now. You're not sure about the chest or anything.
I get the feeling they're all empty. Yeah. Sad day.
Anything else to offer? Perhaps you need gold, wealth.
Spiders.
What was
What?
that, Dream?
I have a lot of spiders. I'm sorry.
That's very entertaining, my dear, but not something that I would want.
All right, well, we have your calling card. I guess you can fuck right off.
All right. Well, hope to hear from you soon.
Yep.
Do you have that magic safe box?
Disappear.
I go over to Gibble and lay a hand on his shoulder.
I'm sorry, I know it was a lot of gold.
Probably
Oh, don't even worry about that, Gimble. Your mom's more important.
In all honesty, I just realized if the gold he gave us was gold given from the devil, as soon as he was caught, the gold would just vanish.
No.
Is the gold in my pack still there?
The gold in your pack is still there.
Okay.
The gold that
It belongs to
was
us now.
still owned by Ian is all gone
Mm.
once the contract has been satisfied.
We owned it, yeah.
Ah. Makes some sense.
Made the right choice, Gimbal.
Almost offered up the immortal lich guy, but we need him still. So.
I don't think he could do anything to the immortal lich guy.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we know where he is. So, I mean, that's something, right?
True. Hey, Gimbal, do you still have that magic box that keeps magic from appearing into it?
Yes, I do.
Put the coin in there, please, just in case you can't, watch us too much. I still like to have it just in case, because As long as I'm not signing
Okay.
a contract with them, I wouldn't mind someone stabbing someone who deserves it.
So that is what Magic Safe Box meant.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Okay, put the coin inside the box. I guess that means that we have another contract to fulfill.
Which one?
Well, there's the
The contract in Sutton.
Sutton.
That's a ways away. I want to help, but
At this point, I would say you guys are able to probably rest, and you probably should.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Heading back to
admittedly,
Steel Cry.
I'm fine. I'm emotionally wounded.
Physically,
but
emotionally,
Yeah.
not so much.
Well, we'll head out for Sutton in the morning, and that'll be that.
we should
so we are going.
we should ask if 1/3 can assist, perhaps.
Yeah, you spearhead that. I'm gonna take a nap.
Okay.
We'll head back to the guild.
Are we doing a full night's rest?
Yeah.
And I will I'll send Philip to 1/3 and Penny and with a request that could they send us there to help save these children and help move along the overall goal of finding the Lich.
Okay.
That was beautiful, Jared.
You're welcome.
What did he do?
He sneezed and it was like,
Oh, nice.
This is why we're
Seems like-
social distancing.
Like implosions.
All right, you guys are back at Steel Cry. Rook is going straight to bed.
Yeah.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything?
I'm waiting till everyone goes to bed, but yes.
Okay.
I am. This is probably hard actually at the guild, but I'm gonna try and see if I can find any information on the record based on Ian's surname. And
Okay.
I'm going to spend the time before sleeping writing an obituary for him.
Okay.
Oh.
I got to take a quick break. Sorry, guys. If you guys want to talk amongst yourself real quick, just maybe 2 minutes.
Break.
So, speaking of, I should also then create a break screen.
Interesting. Yeah. A little something. A little elevator music for
A
it.
DM has to
you know.
pee screen.
I mean, Bishop could let us know what Dash was talking about with the Archfey, and then we could discuss
Ooh.
that.
But why would Bishop tell you that?
I
In all honesty,
Bishop
I would
tells
first
us
have a
that.
conversation with Dash, see if he's okay with that information being out, and if I should just keep my trap
Hey,
shut.
how come when Rook's secrets get spilled around, we just go for it?
Because I assumed everyone already knows most of your secrets, especially your closest friend in the guild. The one
Yeah, we
time
didn't
it
discuss it with
happened.
Rook first.
That's a good
Because
point.
you would have been mad at me for even bringing it up.
Introducing
Okay,
both of
sorry,
my
I had
dogs
a
to
lot of
stream.
teeth.
Sorry.
You got a haircut.
Down you go, bud. Down you go. Don't get hurt. Okay.
All right. So jumping back into it. Anyone else doing anything before sleep?
Dash,
Yeah.
do you know anything about Archfey?
Just what I've learned from being an elf, and we're descended from Fae, so I mean,
Insight check.
Go for it.
what am I rolling against?
You would make a bluff check.
Persuasion or deception to see if you're telling the truth or if you're lying.
Nat 20.
I only got a 13. It's kind of lame.
I mean, nothing out of the ordinary.
That was a pretty good bluff then.
You don't know he bluffed, so
Oh, no, I'm
You believe
assuming
him.
that.
no,
No, I
you
believe
believe
that
him.
he doesn't know any, or no, he does know a little bit just from his heritage. Like, well, I guess. Do you want me to?
I'm just looking at my ancestors.
Okay. Do you want me to keep the ancestors secret from everyone else about that way you said it, or do you not care if I tell Rook or anyone?
I mean, I'll bring it up when it's necessary. So if you wouldn't mind just keeping it to yourself for now.
Yeah, it works for me.
I mean, it's
Okay.
nothing out of the ordinary, too, right?
Well,
You guys
yeah.
know that
I just figured
elves
it's just
come
like
from the Fae, so
and to be fair,
And you
so do
also,
we.
yeah.
and you also know that like I don't remember part of my past. So for me to be looking into my past isn't out
It's
of the
not out of
ordinary.
the ordinary.
Yeah, so I was just
So-
kind of like, well, you don't really know. You just know what bits you've gotten, but it's not like
Right.
you knew something, as far as I know,
Right.
is the way I said it or saw it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I'll just keep my trap shut then. Don't worry. Let me
Cool.
know. And when I go to bed, I will kind of take a moment, focus on like the sword, see how like it's feeling towards me, because we failed the contract, but it was angry at me before for trying to talk my way out of it, or talk my way out of.
Do you
something else.
feel your connection to these new powers not as strongly as you did the day before?
Yeah, kind of figured.
Wait, why
For
is
something
Bishop
like
being
that?
punished?
So Helm is the god of protection, right? And above all else, so the sword sees it as him not doing as much as he could to protect Ian's soul.
Oh, okay. So we should have
Yeah.
just killed ourselves. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
No, my basically I was going to tell Source like,
Sacrifice for the greater good.
not gonna sacrifice myself, because then anyone else I could help in the future wouldn't be getting it. Maybe one day I'll be strong enough to handle the devil of that strength. But for now, you could be all angry as you want. The outcome probably wasn't gonna change. And go to bed.
All right. Dream, are you doing anything?
Nope.
Okay. So once everyone goes down to sleep,
Dream.
unless Gimbal, you have something else.
No, I was just writing
Dream
the
is making
obituary.
Okay.
Dream is making a needle point of Ian in flames.
Which she will give to the orphanage.
Finding a new corner for each of my new spiders.
All right, Dash, what are you doing?
Oof. I want to. Do I know? Does Gimbal normally set an alarm on his room?
Not typically, right, Gimbal?
Not unless I'm expecting something.
Yeah.
Dash wants to sneak in and look at the coin.
Make a stealth.
Isn't Gimbal awake?
No, Gimbal went to sleep.
He's waiting
Yeah.
till after Gimbal goes to sleep.
25.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's enough for Gimbal's passive perception, and since he's sleeping as well, you're able to sneak in and kind of rifle through his bag to find the box with the coin inside. What are you doing?
I just want to look at it and just want to look at it. No, I'm
Okay.
gonna take it.
You're gonna take it?
Yeah.
All right. You open the box, pocket the coin, put it back, put everything back as it was, and sneak back out of the room.
Cool.
How could you?
You could have stolen it.
Okay.
All right.
Can I go?
Shouldn't Dream get a check to see if she sees him? Shouldn't she get a check?
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception.
But I don't think a 20 you could get to a 25.
She might get a nat 20.
I got a 19 plus 4, 23, but that's his stealth score.
Just barely. You're able to slip back into your room with no one seeing. What are you doing now?
Sleeping.
Okay.
Trancing.
As you hide, I'm assuming, the coin somewhere, you sit down and kind of go into your normal routine of a trance. And this time you see, instead of kind of like perfect stillness, you see again waking up in a darker than black room with a shrouded figure stepping forth with a blade, with a triangular blade on it, and stab it into your stomach. She kind of reaches or hunches down and looks you straight in the eye. She says, "Do you wish me to stop?"
Um. Um. No.
Giant smile. Very well. And she twists the dagger as you wake up after your sleep, fully rested.
Okay.
Well, I have a lot less concern for that now, buddy.
Mhm.
You don't know anything.
I know!
Rook, as you slumber, you wake up to that same kind of peaceful mountaintop with your patron sitting next to you.
Hey, buddy.
You've been quite busy, it seems, in the few days you've had my blessing.
Well, welcome to my life.
So you asked for my support on something?
Oh, yes, for person's name who I have a personal investment in, whose name I totally remember.
Organ.
Organ.
Yes. What is afflicting this Borgin?
He seems to have some kind of blood curse or something. I show Ilmater the scar, except his is all black and gnarly.
It seems he does have a blood maledict of some kind. The best way, only way, to treat that until he dies would be to find the being that cursed him and either force it to stop or send it to its own plane of existence.
Do you know the creature?
Could be a great many creatures that could do that. A series of devils, demons, archfays, even creatures of the beyond that we don't know much about.
All right. Well, thank you. If you could keep your ear to the ground, I'd appreciate it.
Yes.
I would like to end this man's suffering without killing myself doing so.
Yes, I mean, the longer you're alive, the more suffering you can take on.
Exactly.
Yes. On the subject of suffering, this poor chap, Ian Phillips, I know you've done everything you could, but in the future, perhaps, maybe a little more.
I did consider sucker punching him right when Gimbal said no, but I figured you wouldn't want me to kill myself. And in this particular instance, Ian did take the short way out, and so denied himself suffering in order to circumvent it. So I felt if anyone was deserving of his fate, him more than others.
Yes. Unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of
And as a counterpoint,
judgment.
my dude,
Yes.
Well, benevolent God.
you're not here. As a counterpoint, in the end, Gimbal's mother suffered less because of the course of action we took, and Gimbal's mother being an innocent.
I trust your judgment, but understand, I know you are new, understand that we have no right to sit in judgment. The only thing that we do is lessen the suffering of others.
Even suffering brought on by their own foolishness.
Sometimes that's the hardest suffering of all.
I will endeavor to grow in power so in the future I will
Yes.
not fail you in this way.
Good. Now, stay here, refresh yourself, and hope to see you soon.
Oh, you don't want to, I don't know, play cards or something?
Uh, I'm afraid you will beat me handily at any game, I assume.
Well, just saying, it's going to be really boring sitting on a mountaintop. I'm not the introspective sort.
Well, there's always a time like the present.
Oh, so this is time out then.
Yes. As he slowly walks away.
So Rook sits in timeout playing tic-tac-toe with himself on the mountaintop.
After that, you wake up, and same time as your compatriots. What are you guys doing?
Traveling somewhere now? Do we want to pack anything extra?
Is Philip back?
Philip is back. You get a letter from Wamford and Penny, who Wamford says, "My dear Gimble, there's no way that I could come back and help you in this endeavor. However, it seems you may need this." And attached to Philip is kind of a little pouch. And once you open the pouch, you see 500 gold pieces. This is for your travel to Sutton.
Magic Daddy.
Now, this is a portion of the money he was going to give you to travel to where you needed to go.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just giving it to you in advance to travel to Sutton.
And then we're supposed to get paid, like, I think 700 from Sutton.
700, yeah.
So we'll still make enough, hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it'll cost us 500 gold pieces to travel to Sutton, will it?
It'll take around, I would say, 400 to get to the Titan's Gates. Titan's Gates are kind of the last stop in the transportation circle, because the kind of city-states behind the Titan's Gates didn't allow any implementation of Empire sigils on their land, just to kind of ward against any kind of forward activity.
Couldn't we sign up with a caravan and do it cheaper? I guess it would take longer.
It would take a lot longer, yeah.
I mean, we can't afford to lose that much time.
And I'll bring up the map here again.
Okay.
Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to travel from Osrin all the way, so Dalhurst is actually Sutton. I switched those two around. Would take a few weeks by caravan, but those 400 gold would get you to the Titan's Gates, and then just a few days travel to Sutton from there.
Because we are coming from Osrin. Okay.
You are coming from Osrin, yeah. In the contract, it did state that like they will pay you 700 gold, but any treasures you find along the way are yours to keep.
Well, that's assuming that we find treasure.
Yeah.
Just semi out of character, just I'm curious, what is Nam Koldur?
Nam Koldur is the forward point of this whole section here. It is a dwarven stronghold into this mountain. They are the ones that originally, hundreds of years ago, developed the Titan's Gates. And they have a kind of an understanding with everybody in or on the other side of the Titan's Gates.
Got it.
So they're like the first line of defense if Zurkar declared war on them.
Got it.
Well, it looks like we're going to get to see the Titan Gate. That's kind of exciting.
So I will see who I need to contact about the teleportation to the Titan Gates.
Yep. So, I mean, there's a variety of teleportation circles in Osrin to take you different places. You experienced one when you went on the Catoblepus contract. It's as simple as kind of going to these, paying the fee, and they send you over. You do probably want to go back to the Temple of Saren Rain, get Maxwell. He is the one that kind of is at the front
Oh,
Yeah.
I was
face
gonna
of the
say.
contract.
I was gonna say, while Coulter is doing the teleportation, I will go to a meeting with that guy.
Okay.
I will. I'll go work on making sure that we can make it happen.
I'll take Bishop with me because you met with him before, right, Bishop?
No, it
We
was
met with him before.
Coulter and Dream. Oh, sorry,
Yeah, I'll take Dream.
Gimbal and Dream.
I'll take Dream then.
Okay.
I'm gonna go shopping.
With what money?
Oh, I'm only gonna spend like 5 silvers to go make sure that your little spice box is filled with all the spices you like to have when you go out.
Oh,
Then.
doing cute.
I'll have you know that
things.
spice pouch costs 25 gold pieces, but yeah, sure. 5
Yeah,
silver.
no, I'm just topping some things up. I'm not buying you a full pouch.
That's
Uh-uh.
right.
It's like, I noticed this is a little empty. Just like halfway gone, just put a little back in there. How much for that? A silver?
My vendors are known for their small purchases.
I would make a charisma check.
Straight charisma or persuasion?
Straight charisma.
Oh well, that's not as helpful.
That's why you have to roll it.
I still got it's still a +5, so it's still pretty handy.
That's good. 10? All right. The vendor offers to fill 3 of the spice jars that are running low for 1 gold piece.
Yeah, I got an extra gold that's not a part of the party.
Okay.
Get it?
Why are you sucking up to me, Bishop?
No, honestly, I'm just trying to be a good son. I'm not trying to suck up to you.
Oh.
Oh, that's really sweet. I trust you implicitly.
Why do I doubt you?
We'll go back to Rook and Dream. So you're going to the temple.
Yeah.
You kind of catch Maxwell since you've seen him before. And he kind of perks up when he sees you. So you're going to accept the contract then?
Yeah, I need a palate cleanser after that last one.
Oh, that's phenomenal. When can we leave?
We're making arrangements today, so
Okay.
if you're available, you should travel with us.
Yes, I definitely. Where are we traveling to first?
The Titan Gate.
Okay, so then from there, I'd say 2-day travel to Sutton, and then I'll introduce you to the chairman of the town, and we'll go from there.
Yes. While we're doing that, if you could fill me in with the details you've given Gimbal.
Oh, sure, yeah. So we the last month or two we had enough time go missing.
Walk and talk.
Oh yeah, yes, of course. We've had children of the town go missing every week or so into the forest. Our best trackers have tried to find them and haven't found anything. I was
We have an
dispatched.
elf, so
Oh, that's good. I was dispatched here to Osran since it is the center of magic in the Jerkaran Empire to see if some kind of magical way we can track this thing that's taking these children.
we have a wizard too.
That's good. Yes, I met him before. Yes.
Are there any commonalities among the children who are missing? Are they all the same age or?
As far as we can see, there are not. The age ranges go from babies, small children, to up to 14 years old.
And we're sure that their parents aren't selling their souls to some demonic energy in order to gain power.
We're quite sure. My little brother is one of the children that's gone missing, and I don't think my parents would do that.
Well, I'm just asking because in our line of work, that happens more frequently than you would think.
I would sincerely hope not.
All right. I'm sorry if that upset you, but I'm just trying to cover our bases.
It's okay.
After my cold demeanor, we kind of had a loss yesterday, so.
Yes, I understand loss very well, so kind of like sinks a little bit as he's walking.
Dream, show him your needlepoint.
I am sorry about your brother. I had many siblings who also died. Or, well, we don't know if he's dead.
Thank
you thought
you.
about that, right?
the thought has crossed my mind, yes, but I'm hoping that you'd be able to find him and all the other children that were lost.
And the contract is to determine what has happened, not save the children, correct?
As written, the contract is to determine what happened to the children. But if you're
We will
able
do everything
to,
in our power to save them,
Yes.
but just in the instance that
yes,
I'm just tired of getting janked out of being paid.
you will get your money. I promise.
Well, Ilmater will guide us, and hopefully we will stop the suffering of these children.
Yes, thank you. All right, you guys walk to.
Rook, by the way.
Oh, Maxwell. Nice to meet you. He
I'm
has
sorry.
kind of a small little hand compared to your giant fist.
I'm sorry. It's actually Broadwin. Broadwin.
Oh,
It was my
Broadwin.
travel name.
Oh,
Nice to meet you. And you were Dream, yes?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you too.
She's my daughter.
Oh, I see the resemblance.
That's odd because there shouldn't be one. I adopted her after a demon ate her entire family.
Oh, okay.
That's why my siblings are dead.
Got it. Maybe we don't talk about dead siblings just for a little bit.
That's
Oh,
a request, Maxwell.
I was specifically talking about the rest of her extended family.
Yeah, not just my siblings. My mother, my father, my uncles, just my aunts. I don't know where the other aunts are.
You see his face sink lower and lower as you're telling him that a demon killed most of your family.
Cheer up, though, buddy. This is probably a different situation.
Yeah, no, definitely. Were people going missing from your village when it happened?
Yes, there were several people who were going missing at the time. That's why we were given the job to go and find her. Yeah.
Well, we'd better hurry then. Should we go to?
We're already shelling out 400 gold pieces to teleport you across the country, so I don't see how rushing us is going to do anything.
No, yeah, you're right. I'll be silent and tag along.
No. Tell me about your life. What do you do for a living?
I'd
Sorry,
rather not.
antagonist
I'd
of
rather
his
just
man.
get on with what we were doing.
Isn't he a priest?
He a priest? No.
Oh,
He was just staying at the temple because he had no gold to stay anywhere
got
else.
it. Okay. Oops.
When you meet my son, just be prepared. He looks like a demon, but he's only like dark.
Okay. I don't want to be rude. Are there any other non-demon touched adventurers that are interested in the contract?
No.
Okay.
I mean, your contract set up there for
Good
this
to
whole
know.
time.
Good to know.
Don't
Right,
worry,
okay.
he's actually backed by Helm now, so he's like demon, but also kind of like good guy.
Okay. Well, that's reassuring.
But he's also bad at social interactions, so.
Okay. Right. Lead the way. We'll go wherever you lead.
I'm going to stop at this food cart real quick. Do you want anything?
No, thank you.
Hey, Carl.
Rook, how you doing?
Hey, this is my 10th one, so it's free, right?
10th one.
20th.
All right. It's on the house. He kind of like takes this like weird cone of meat and shovels out some of this weird liquid and gives it to you. It's a house special.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Are you guys sure you don't want anything? I can pay.
So, no, I'm okay. Thank you.
Dream?
I'm good.
All right. More for me.
I can see the sign now. Carl's carnivore cones.
Carnivore cones. All right. So as you guys are eating and kind of tracking him back to either Still Cry or where you guys were going to meet up, what's everyone else doing?
Dash is probably betraying us in some way.
Jump to conclusions.
Keep
Dash,
the coin.
what are you doing, buddy?
Probably hanging out with Gimbal.
Okay.
Like, even if he's not acknowledging me, I'm just like chilling with him.
Okay.
Coming with me to go find our transport?
Yeah.
Also, Mark, I don't know if it was last stream or the stream before, but we had asked Penny and Wumford to help out with Gimble's family, relocating them.
Yeah. I would say they were able to relocate your parents. Yeah, before you guys started the contract.
It's there with the forest relatives.
Forest relatives, yeah. So Dash and Gimbal, what are you doing?
I'm trying to find the cheapest
Pulling
transportation
Gimbal.
circle.
They're all regulated by the ministry,
Uh-huh.
so they all kind of have the same price point. But yeah, I mean, you can find probably half a dozen within a few miles of Steel Cry.
Is there any that Wumford had recommended before, or any that I know that are connected directly to the university?
So all of them are connected to the university. It's one of the higher level wizards that are able to cast those spells is kind of one of their charges to be a part of the university. But no one that he's kind of steered you towards or anything like that.
Okay. All right, then I'll just go to the one that's closest to Steel Cray.
Okay. You see a human woman kind of sitting at a desk flipping through some scrolls.
Excuse me, sorry to interrupt.
Yes, what can I do for you?
I need transport for 6 to the Titan Gates this afternoon.
Okay. 6 of you. Are you bringing anything else? Any belongings or carts or anything of the sort?
No carts, just basic packs.
Okay. To the Titan's Gates, you said this afternoon. That would be, we'll say, 400 gold.
Are there any discounts for university alumni?
No discounts that I know of. What discount? What are you offering?
Mention that we have disabilities.
She kind of looks around.
Perhaps we could work out a deal if there's something that you're looking for?
I wouldn't be opposed to a deal of some kind. What are you offering?
He transforms into the horned demon.
Hello.
Oh, I have this magic box with a coin in it. Let me open up and get the coin out. Oh, shoot.
Things that would interest someone from the school would probably be from your connections, any discounts you can get on spell scrolls, any loose spell scrolls that she doesn't have in her book, any information on just magic in general you can give, anything like that.
I have a potion of giant strength you can have.
I want that.
I actually do have a spell scroll on me.
What spell?
It's a floating disc.
Since floating disc, I have already.
Oh, all right. I don't. Thank goodness. So I would actually prefer to keep that. That is all I have as far as
transcribe that into your notebook?
I hadn't gotten to do it yet because we're still in the contract. I have Vials of Darkness. I have...
That could be interesting. How many files?
2.
I could
Darkness
knock
is a
it down
third
to 300
For both?
as long as we keep it under the table for both.
Well, he's a gnome, so everything's under the table. Rude.
Oof.
I think that's reasonable. I think that's manageable. Yes.
Okay. So put down that you are paying 400 in gold,
All right.
and I will accept your payment now.
Insight.
Go ahead.
The 16.
16. You see on the ledger itself, she puts a closer location and then puts down 300 gold. But you get the impression that she's still going to send you to the Titan's Gate just for the money collection and making sure the books are correct.
Okay.
That she's putting down you're going somewhere that's 300 gold instead of 400.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I will pass her over the vials of darkness then.
Perfect. She tucks them away in the pouch on her side. All right, I have you set to leave in a few hours when you're ready.
Great, thank you. I will gather. I'll gather my companions.
All right. Goodbye.
Leave. I go
Right,
gather
you guys.
find the rest of everybody.
Yep, gather everybody. Probably back at Steel Cry. You're all together. Are you doing anything before going to?
Just packing for me.
Okay.
Hey, Gimbal, how much was it for the travel?
It was 400 gold.
Wow, did you check the circulosity?
No, but I did bribe a government official.
Whoa.
Oh. Oh.
Well, we also no longer have vials of darkness, so I hope you still have the ability to make that work.
I'll make it darkness. Yeah, I can do that. I don't think we're gonna use it.
Bishop, today is a travel day. Stop wasting your magic gunk or whatever you guys have.
We're traveling by circle. We'll appear in a town
And then travel.
for a
Or
day.
two.
Yes. And we don't have the best of luck on the road.
It's fair, but do you want to be fighting in pitch darkness you can't see through? Because I don't.
Well, no, but we've used it effectively before.
I've used it effectively before.
I mean, I was controlling you at the time, but yes.
Oh, when did you use it?
During the exam when we were defending the keep that day you had to miss.
I only remember using it the one time, defeating.
Yeah, let's not bring that up. Oh, okay.
All right. You all gather together, going towards the circle. You meet at the place. She kind of gives you a wink and a nod. You all line up on the circle as she casts the spell. As you are teleported, you come to in kind of a smaller room, and you see a kind of a dwarf, two dwarfs actually manning each side of the door. What do you do?
Oh, bearded friends.
They're just kind of like holding their battle axes. Oh, welcome.
Do we just walk through?
We are at the Titan's gates?
Yes.
All right. Did we just go through?
Beautiful. Have a nice day. Come back slow.
As you exit the room, you see before you, towering above, you're on the this side here of the Titan's gates. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Mm-hmm.
So the closest Titan's gates to Noam Kaldor. Towering above you, almost as big as the mountain it's next to you, is a large pillar of worked stone. And from there, you see kind of emptiness to the side of it. And Gimbal, make an Arcana check.
That is 22.
22. You see, as you kind of like look up and are looking at the pillar itself, you see these little nodules with kind of engraved runes on them. And as you look down towards the other towering figure in the distance, you see every few miles these smaller pillars popping up. And you know these as the sigils are familiar to you as like wall of forces, and you see that the Titan's gates, while these two pillars act as a structure when they're activated, it's just a large wall of force that is nigh impenetrable to most magic,
That is
and
incredible.
it stretches hundreds of miles.
I'm kind of awestruck. I'm so glad that I've lived to see all of this.
I'm kind of like proud dad mode and like have a hand on both of my kids. Like I have brought them to someplace cool.
Monument.
Are we going though? That's impressive. Don't get me wrong, but we're on a time crunch, aren't we?
How do we
Well, take a moment. You're not going to see the Titan Gate anytime soon.
just kind of running
We have to walk
hand
back.
over the runes?
Okay. You hear or you feel kind of that faint hum of magic. Very strong. A little different, though. Not purely arcane that you can feel.
Can I tell what is not arcane?
Go ahead and make another
Sure.
Arcana.
That is 28.
28. As you kind of like focus
24.
your will, your attention more on this, you see it's kind of a marriage of arcane magic and also magic that you felt. You can feel when like Ilmater gives his blessing to Rook, or when Bishop kind of summons his sword. It's a perfect marriage of arcane and kind of this godly magic that come together to strengthen the spell.
This is truly a wonder. How do we proceed?
Yeah, so around the Titan's the pillar of the Titan Gate, you see you're in a small village, walled off, and kind of you see droves of dwarves patrolling around in dark brown armor, dark brown plate armor, all of them battle axes in hand. You can see a few shops here and there, and also carriage rentals. And you're able to purse out that you can probably rent something from here to go across the Titan's Gates to wherever you need.
Okay.
And at that, it's coming close to 10:30, so I think we can call it.
Whew. We've traveled so far.
We have.
Made it across the continent.
Yeah.
Gold.
All right, guys.
think
Thank
we
you so
probably-
much for joining us tonight. We'll be back again, hopefully, barring no complications, next Monday in the same setup for Dungeons & Dragons and Chronicles of Darkness. So yeah, again, thank you so much for tuning in, and we are MMMcast, and we'll come up with a tagline eventually.
Eventually. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.